Hey everyone, Dragon47 here. And today I'm back at you guys with a combo video. I know it's been about a week since I've uploaded something and I need to get better at that, but school's been a pain. I'm pretty sure most of you know how that feels. So, without further ado, let's get straight into the combo video. So, really, when you draw your first 5 cards, if you just open up with these two right here in particular, being Shaddoll Fusion and Soul Eating Oviraptor, you could potentially just swing for game, believe it or not. I'll show you what this does. So let's say you have these 3 cards over here set on the side. You don't actually do this in duels, I'm just saying in reference. And you have these 2 in your hand, right? So the first thing you're going to want to do, this is if your opponent doesn't have any negates, is you could play Soul Eating Oviraptor, use this effect to search out your big boy, Ultimate Conductor, Tyranno. That big guy right there. And potentially what you could do is play this spell, Shaddoll Fusion. This will be in your hand. Once you use Shaddoll Fusion, we're going to use an example card, like, we're going to use Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf. I don't actually have the card in real life. I did. I traded it off. Yeah. So the cards you're probably going to send are Giant Rex and any of the Shaddoll cards. So in this case, I'm going to use Shaddoll Beast because I think Shaddoll Beast is probably one of the better cards to go for. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to send your Giant Rex to the graveyard. And as soon as you do that, there he is, Giant Rex. As soon as you do that, you're going to send, like I said, your Shaddoll Beast from the deck to the graveyard. Unless I accidentally put Beast in the hand. Hence I did. Oh well. You're going to send those 2 to the graveyard. And when you send all this to your graveyard, you're able to summon out your Shekanaga in the other zone, right? So these 3 are in your hand. Now you get to activate Beast's effect, which allows you to draw a free card. So now you get a +1. And now you have the Giant Rex and the Shaddoll Beast in your graveyard, right? You have these in your graveyard. What you can do potentially from that point is either you have a double evolution pill, like this one, or if you have, what's his name? Miscellaneous Saurus, it changes up the play. So what you want to do after that is, if you're running Evil Pill, we're going to go with Evil Pill as your example, not Miscellaneous. You're going to play that Evil Pill. You're going to banish these 2 guys right here. Send those to the grave, or the banished. Special out your Ultimate Conductor. I'm just going to use the one in the hand for reference. Even though you technically supposed to turbo it from the deck. And so since you did that, you get to special summon your Giant Rex back, just because. And if your opponent has like Salamangreat Sunlight Wolf and maybe a Foxy, possibly a Gazelle, you run that over with UCT. You run all of it over with UCT. You attack with Soul Eater. You attack with Shekanaga. Go into main phase 2. You can XYZ with these 2 guys. Straight into your Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon Gustav Max. Use his effect to detach the Shaddoll Shekanaga, or the UCT, but I prefer to send this. And then burn your opponent for 2,000 life points, potentially giving you game. He will actually be up here, but I'm just putting him down here again for reference. And as soon as you send Shaddoll Shekanaga, if it's not game already, then you get to automatically recycle that Shaddoll Fusion back into your hand, so you can use it again right away on your next turn. And then you have 2 bonus cards that you still haven't even used yet. So, okay, I got Super Polymerization, and I got another UCT, which is just perfect. So if you wanted to, you could go again during your main phase 2. If that still didn't finish him, you could link potentially this guy and someone else off into a card like Underclock Taker or Nightmare Phoenix to get rid of that annoying back card, or whatever card that could possibly be out there. Banish the 2 dinos, special summon UCT again, just to have him out, or just use Super Polymerization to fuse them all away, or basically do whatever that personally you need for the type of duel or situation that you're currently standing in. So another cool play I personally found was really interesting was just playing 2 cards. That's really surprisingly all you need is Soul Eating Oviraptor and a Fossil Dig or a Miscellaneous Saurus. So if you open up with one of these guys or one of these guys in your hand and you don't have the other, you play the Fossil Dig, you get one or the other for the other one you do not have, and basically that gets rid of that. And if you just open up with both the no Fossil Dig, that works too. Or if you open up with all 3, then just use a Fossil Dig whenever you think you need it. So the first thing I'd like to do if I had these 2 cards was use his effect to send himself from the hand to the grave to protect all your dinos from card effects. You're going to normal summon your Oviraptor and use his effect to search out Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, because he is your main boss monster. He is the card you're going to be searching out, so he's in your hand. You're going to banish your Miscellaneous for his second effect to special out the good old-fashioned Jirak Alo, which is a level 1 tuner. Then, because you don't have any cards in your graveyard, but you will now, you get to synchro the 2 dinos off. Straight into High Speed Roar Chinbara. He's up here. He can attack twice for 21 and 22 right next to each other, so that's pretty cool. And then you get to banish these 2 guys straight from your graveyard. Special summon that Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And basically with these 2 guys, you can almost potentially just beat over your opponent. And if you can't beat over your opponent, then you either just wait for next turn, or you make another wonky play that involves you doing more links, like summoning Nightmare Phoenix, again to pop back row, Underclock Taker, just to be that guy, or, you know, there's just so many other things. That was just with 2 cards. If you had 3 other, you get 3 other cards in your hand, you could do so much with this deck. And personally, I believe it is going to be another very strong deck for this next meta, you could say. I really don't know what you'd call it. I'm just going to call it the meta or the tier list, one of the 2. So another wonky play I found is using this card right here, Lost World. So what you can do is you activate Lost World, you summon the Oviraptor, use the effect to send away the Miscellaneous Saurus from the deck straight to the grave. The Lost World, when you summon this guy, will give your opponent a token. Fortunately, because I did some trades, and those are some of the nicest people I've ever met, I was able to recover myself some Jirag tokens. So what you can do is you can give your opponent a Jirag token. Now, for those of you who don't know what this does, basically, when this card gives your opponent the token, it locks him out of targeting anything on that field except that token, which is really nice. So it gives your deck a little bit of control. All your opponent's monsters on the field lose 500 attack and defense, which is, in my opinion, one of the biggest debuffs I've ever seen on a field zone card. And, let's see here. Oh yeah, so that's basically it with this deck, because I don't play very many of the normal monsters for the normal monster effect. But what you can do is use him to destroy that, but then you can use this effect, because that is a normal dino that you place on your opponent's field. And, basically, thanks to that, this card will destroy a card from your deck, and you can revive your Miscellaneous Saurus from the grave. The card that you'll probably be destroying is sending is a dino. It has to be level 4 or lower, so most of the time I send Giant Rex just to have that utility in the graveyard. And basically, as soon as you summon these 2, you could either link them away, you could XYZ summon with them. Like, let's just say if you were going to go into an Xyz, you could summon out something like, based on your current situation, they're both dinos, but you can summon Lagia, Dalka, or even Abyss Dweller, because he just requires any level 2, level 4 monsters. And basically, he has a double negate on monsters, so you could summon him, and he has 2 monster negates already set up on the board. Abyss Dweller will lock your opponent out of the graveyard, and he can negate anything, in my opinion. He can negate literally anything, except he can only do it once. And honestly, I see this card come in handy so often. This card is really, really good. But then again, so is Dalka, especially since he can just negate twice. And I have been known to use Abyss Dweller once or twice against graveyard decks like zombies and a few other things. But I'll be honest, I don't see very many zombie players out here. I would love zombies to get new support. And for now, guys, that's pretty much it for my combo video, mainly because I I have to go, and I don't have very many other combos I'd like to show. I can show you guys at the current moment. Other than summoning Winda would be very important to go with UCT because it does a lot of damage to your opponent. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.